What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Put It in the Air podcast. What we on, bro? What?
Episode 4.
Episode 4. Today we got some very, very special guests here in the building, and they gonna help us break some shit down. And we just want to let y'all know that this podcast, we gonna switch things up. We're gonna do things a little different. We're gonna cut out the current events, and we gonna get straight into some shit.
To put it in the air.
Put it in the air. We're going to put it right in the air from off top. So we want to introduce, I'm E, your host. Jazz, got my co-host over to my far right, Big Fish.
Big Fish. What's happening, y'all?
We got Schelbi, Big Dog. What's up? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
What's going on? So I'm back.
Boy. Part 2.
Part 2.
Had to do it.
Yeah, I go by Shelby. I've been licensed barber. I've been cutting hair for about 13 years. Been transitioning medically for almost 7. But before that, I still was in the LGBT community. So yeah, that's it. We just gonna get into it, man.
Shelby's my OG.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm an OG out here.
Not for real.
we got Miss Deanna. Deanna.
Dina. That's what we're trying to figure. Dina. Yeah.
Hey y'all, my name is Deanna Alexander.
Hey.
I've been transitioning for 6 years, and I'm originally from Greenwood, Indiana.
Greenwood. That's Perry Meridian, if y'all didn't know. We played them in basketball. I think they might have whooped our ass, too.
Boy.
Dang.
I don't think we
used
to play them. No, we used to run the track too.
No, they like D5 or something. 5A. So they good. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. So yeah, we're gonna get straight into it. We talking about this episode. We wanna hop straight into it. Gender and sexuality. In case you didn't know, different things. Separate things. I know that to the average person that it might seem the same, but it's not the same. It's different. So at all. So matter of fact, I wanted sex, sexuality, and gender. 3 things separate. So what I want to say, sex, we'll break this down first. Sex is male, female, and then I would say intersex, and then trans.
Yeah. All 4.
Do y'all agree? Is that how it goes?
Same as gender, I guess. It's sex and gender is pretty much.
And is that the like biological makeup or whatever? How it goes? I feel like those 4.
Yeah.
And intersex is like you could be born with both, and I guess in the beginning somebody has to choose for you.
Yes.
Choose for you, and hell, they might make the wrong decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen in cases where somebody was born intersex and they were chose to be a girl, but maybe they end up being more masculine.
Correct.
And they end up having to change it later. And that's how that goes. And then you have transgender, so then that's a whole nother makeup. So sex is totally different from sexuality and gender. So then we'll go to gender. Male, female, non-binary.
Because, boy, we've been educating ourselves.
Hey,
honestly,
male, female, non-binary, and transgender. Or I don't even think it would be that. It's just male, female, non-binary. That's it. When you go to gender, it's male, female, non-binary, and that's it. So, and then non-binary, people feel like I might feel feminine one day.
What they feel when they wake up, honestly.
Feel, masculine, and that's
or they
fluid.
simply just don't want to conform and don't want to be put in a box.
Period.
I mean, they embrace both femininity and masculinity.
And then like with the gender, that's like a social construct. So like it's not like sex to where that's the biological makeup. Gender is like a social construct. Like this is what society told you. This is how it's supposed to. You're supposed to dress like this. Like so, this comes into like okay, people feel like, okay, because I dress a certain way, that I'm supposed to act a certain way.
Correct, and that's what they get wrong with us.
And
You
that,
feel
I mean,
me?
they get it wrong with everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
Shit. Like,
It's a labels.
yeah, label. So that's where society feels like they're gonna put you in a box.
Right.
Correct.
So, and then you have sexuality, which is different, which is who you decide to date or go to bed with, who I decide to have sex with. It's not the sex or gender that I am, it's who I decide to have sex with. So you have straight, bi, gay, queer, and then it's a whole lot of other things. But those
extra, those are the main ones. They didn't add it.
You got demisexual, you got
sexual.
Like, but basically straight, bi, gay, queer.
Correct.
So, and do you guys agree with it? How y'all feel about that?
I agree with
you
it.
my OG, you gotta.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
I agree with it.
and then, so as far as like sexuality, I feel like that's where society really gets things misconstrued with the LGBTQ community, because they always try to make it straight to sexuality. They give a straight you want to be a man or you want to be a woman, and then you sleep with, because you want, like with studs, they like, oh, who the boy or the girl?
Right.
Then you dress like that. You can't date this person that dress like that too.
Right.
And that's it. Like, you go from who you think this person looks like to boom, all right, you're supposed to be sleeping with this type. You're supposed to sleep with a feminine person.
Right. Just because of what they see. Yes. Right. And it ain't always like that.
So, like, I feel like, especially being black, like, it took me a long time to get the language down.
Yes.
And to get educated.
A lot of people is not educated.
No.
At all.
I mean, hell,
and we still educating ourselves.
Still educating
honestly.
A lot of people don't even want to take the time to educate themselves.
No, they don't. Oh, I like women, that's it. But you gotta really know.
But at the same time, it's like, we evolved. You know, I've evolved since, because I've been gay for a very long time. And so, like,
me too, bro.
And then my parents, they gay. So, like, I feel like they're catching up too. But then also, like, in the black community, like, it's like a lot of, you already gotta be, they got Christianity, and they like, you gotta be like on the hush and
keep it on the low.
A lot of people get kicked out, and so then it's not a lot of growing and knowing in the black community.
Yes.
So it took me a long time to get to the space where, like, I got the language, I got the education, and then, like, I'm not judging.
And comfortability at that.
Yeah, and being comfortable.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I finally then just got comfortable. Probably about 2 or 3 years, honestly.
Comfortable with what, though?
Like being around my mama.
Being gay?
Yes.
Around your mom?
And her accepting it more, you feel me? Because I'm about to be 33. Wow. And it took this long.
Yeah, it takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah.
You feel me? And my mama really did not like that. But
real?
she grew to like it. And what? Remember she was at Pride? I said, what? That really meant a lot.
Yeah, she came out and showed love. And I feel like for me, like when I was younger, I had in the beginning, even though my parents were gay, my mom wasn't like with the masculine. At first she was like,
They don't like that dressing like a boy. So, they don't like that.
At first she thought it was basketball. So she like, all right, boom, you can throw on your basketball clothes. Boom. So I was wearing my basketball clothes. But then when she started seeing like, oh shit, you wearing jean shorts too, and you doing, it's looking too big. And she was like, But then, like, she ended up, just letting me be me. It took a minute, and I had to get older and, get older in high school to do it. But at the same time, it took a while. And then it took a while for me to, I feel like, to really understand what I was going myself too.
Yeah.
So like, as far Deanna, like, as far what was your experience? Like, so let's we're gonna take it back. Last episode, we all shared our coming out story. So if you feel comfortable, we would like to know yours.
Okay, so when I was a kid in like kindergarten, I was wondering why I looked different from my mom, but I wanted to be just like her, like feminine. And so I would play dress up and stuff. And then my parents had took me to counseling, and they told her that they told my parents that I identify as a woman, and I was in like 5th grade by that time. So but I hid it all through school, middle school, high school. I mean, I got teased and stuff because I was feminine, extra feminine and stuff, but I hid it to where I was able to be on my own and make my own decision.
Right.
And my mom preferred me to do that. Like, she didn't want me to transition and still be not a fully adult yet. So
Yeah.
I waited for a long time.
Right.
And but I always knew, like, I knew something was different with me.
Yeah, I think it was like kindergarten for me too. So when you
About second for me.
told your mom, like, how did she receive it?
When I became an adult and I told her I wanted to be trans, she was like, she took a deep breath and was like, okay, well, if this is what you want to do.
So
let's
it
go.
was
That's
it
good.
was love. So that's
That's
good.
good.
Support.
And yep. And she said we finally talked about it, and she said that she called my family, and my uncle's my best friend. He laughed.
Good.
He like, what you sad for? You just not realizing it? So my whole family knew before I knew.
they
Like, my
know.
family
Yeah.
seen
They-
it when
they
I was
know.
a kid.
Yeah, they
my
do.
whole
So
family
they do.
Yep.
Same with me. When my grandma's like, my mom was like, that ain't the news.
I feel like
They be knowing.
Yeah,
definitely know.
They
because
be
like I
knowing.
feel like you just exhibit like, you know, you more either tomboy or you more like, and then like when you gay, you know, we can spot another.
Man, what?
Especially
They
when
say
you
you got
younger.
them senses.
Like boom, you got a gaydar for real.
You for real.
So did you end up having to come out twice? Did you
I
come
came
out?
out twice.
Okay.
I came out fresh out of high school. I came out because I dropped out and I went to Job Corps. That's when I came out in Job Corps in Ohio.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
As gay.
as gay.
Okay.
Then I came out again as trans.
Were they both the same experience? Like kind of.
A little different.
For
huh?
society, the
Yeah.
gay was easier.
Okay.
I mean, everybody that's transitioning, they go through, I call it the ugly stage.
Mhm.
Whether you transition into a man or a female.
Okay.
And I feel like when you get to a point to where you feel comfortable and you don't get all that attention that you used to once get, it makes it easier for your transition. But I do feel like the hormones play a major part in that.
Okay. Okay.
That's what bro said, man. Yeah, them hormones. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we thank you for sharing that
Yes.
with us. So
Yes.
we all wanted to share the our coming out stories because like I feel like in the LGBT community, people don't understand, like, it's already a courageous act to be
Yes.
able to want to walk in who you truly are, but then to say, you know what, screw society, I'm gonna be
I gotta be
no
me.
matter what you
Correct.
tell me I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
You know, that's another thing. And then you got like the family dynamic. It's like, so how's the, like, bro, how, like, we talked about it, we touched on it briefly, as far as family, do you feel like your family dynamic changed a little bit, or was it the same?
Not
or
too much, pretty much the same. 'Cause
growing
like,
pains?
like we just said, you know, your family knows. Whether it's
Yep.
your mother, your father, your aunts, uncles,
Yep.
your cousins, they already know. I mean, from when, probably honestly before we knew.
Yeah.
You know,
Watching us grow
right,
up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they kind of really already know. For me, it was not too much changed. The hardest part, the only thing that changed is probably trying to get used to the pronouns.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean, I don't think it was a shocker for anybody.
Okay.
It was devastating, of course, like I expressed, you know, from my mom. But as far as like a wow factor for my family, not at all.
Right.
You know, growing pains, it took a little time for, you know, different things. Now, what was discussed behind my back, I'm not sure.
Right.
But in my face, you know, it was
Right,
pretty
it was
much,
love.
You know, I
Exactly.
love you, I accept
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and so not too much. It didn't change too much. And by this point, like Deanna said, for me, I mean, I was grown. I was
Right.
overgrown. So
Right.
too.
it's either like get with it
Or get lost.
So,
Okay.
that's for real.
That's me. I didn't
Like,
care,
get with it or
boy.
get lost. So
Right.
even if it was supposed to change or trying to change, I didn't notice it because hey, it is what it is.
Right.
Right.
Messing with it or not.
Cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At this point,
Yeah.
and for you, what about like you have siblings?
Yes, I have a sister, older sister, but once I think my family knew it wasn't a phase when my name and gender marker got legally changed.
Okay.
That's when it was real to them. Like,
Okay.
It was okay. So she, her, and they come up with nicknames. Some of my family members call me D.
Period.
Some call me DD. My
Right.
friends from back in the day call me BB. And then people that don't know me, they call me Deanna. And so I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
But, that's when it really became official. And my family, I don't feel odd going up to family events and stuff.
Okay.
You know,
No, that's love.
For real.
but my family did say, my parents, they did express that when I'm not around, like I'm a homebody. So when even at home, I'm feminine. My house is clean like a female's, and I think like one. So my parents said, with me having the mannerisms and the mind of a female, it's easier for them to say she and her and stuff.
Yes.
That's what they see when they look at me.
Exactly.
So and that's good, because like when we think about, like, especially now today, like back in the day, it was so much harder.
It
Correct.
is.
Like, and
So much harder.
and some people, like, you know, got kicked out, like even being like a lesbian, like
Yes.
you know, people have
I know so
Yeah,
many
I
friends
I
and
definitely
so
got
many
kicked out,
friends
for
got
sure.
kicked out. That yes.
like beat up, just
Yes.
different things. It's like, wow. And
I love
and-
to see that change though.
I
Me
do too.
And then now
I do
there are
too.
programs, like they're like actual programs that'll help people, like IYG. Like they help with youth that get kicked out, or
Yep.
like people that, like, you know, just like they don't have that strong
Need them
family
safe
dynamic.
havens.
Yeah, they need a
Right,
safe
right.
haven, some place to come and feel safe, a
Yes.
safe space, and that's amazing that we have got that far.
For-
Now
yes.
we do have people trying to, you know, throw some monkey wrenches in there to where, like, you know, the government is trying to ban certain things. I
Yeah.
seen where, like, they trying to do where businesses can discriminate if you gay or not, if you can come in or not. And I'm like, wow. But you know, that's how it is. Every so many years,
It's something come out, fall off.
then they gotta, you know, fight against that.
Yeah.
But we have come, like, as society, I feel like we came so
Definitely
far.
came far.
For it's kid, like I was in Sky Zone. What was that? A week ago, I took my nephew to Sky Zone.
What you say? Because I be looking at them like, dang.
I was in.
I wish I could have been like that.
Oh
That-
God, at that
open
age, just free.
Yeah.
What?
Swear. So I'm in Sky Zone, right? Me and my fiance, we take my nephew to Sky Zone. He's like 14. He's 15. Let me get it right. So we playing dodgeball. We jumping this little girl. She looked like maybe she's like 7 years old.
You did
So
tell me
she
about that.
like, are you a girl or a boy?
They gonna ask you too.
Man.
Kids ain't
I
gonna
said-
hold back.
They don't
I
hold
said-
back.
I said, what you think? She said, I don't know. A boy. So I didn't say nothing. So I'm still playing dodgeball. She like, well, I'm trying to figure out so I don't misgender you and be disrespectful.
Ooh.
No, that's right.
I said,
At that age.
I'm a girl.
Right.
I went in and said, you know what, I'm a girl. I said, okay, girl.
That's what's
Right.
up
at
though.
7 years, like
Yeah,
these
that is
kids
what's
are
up.
At
really.
7.
I said, damn, they woke.
Right,
They
yeah.
woke.
These
Whoa.
kids are woke. I'm like, okay, now I can't
Can't say-
mad at
right.
that now.
That's why
Not for real.
That's why, man, I tell people all the time, and they always like, well, what about the kids? I don't want my kids seeing this, man.
Yeah.
From my experience, the kids has been way more receptive.
What? They
Way
love
more.
him. The
Like,
kids love
definitely.
us.
Yeah,
It's
for
like
sure.
They love us.
they have way more respect
Yes.
and consideration.
They do.
It's
Than the
like-
adults.
Than adults. I'm like, damn. Like, for her to have said that, then you have I have a friend whose son is very, very bright, and like he like always references things like it's in the LGBTQ community, but he's always like so respectful, or he says the pronouns correctly, and his own dad be like, I'll be like, he be correcting his dad, like that's not the language you use.
That's
You
how my
use
nephew
this.
is.
Really?
Yeah.
How they learn? That's crazy.
It's school. It's I don't really. If they parents ain't teach them, it's either school or
what they seen on the
friends
internet,
or
maybe.
what's on the
or-
internet.
Yeah.
And it's just
Wow.
like they are way more woke. And people are worried about the kids, but shit,
they
you
not
should
worried.
be worried
Not
about
at all.
you.
Right.
The kids are worried about y'all. For real.
Because my nephew, he was accepting. He did see me before, so when he seen me as a woman, he asked my mom, like, "Mom, a grandma." He's like, he call her mama, so he's like, "Mama, what I'm supposed to say?" So she was like, "Well, that's your auntie, so you can say TT." He said, "Okay." So when I babysit him and stuff, and I'm doing adult things, trees and stuff, he'll call and be like, TT, because her over here smoking. So he been saying TT since he started walking. So
That's all.
he's crazy about me. Like, he loves me.
How old is he?
He's 14.
See,
Okay, 14.
That's my
okay.
nephew 14. He loved me to death, and I just feel like, and he knows. I you know what? I never really talked to him about like my gender, sexuality.
You don't got to. They just
like
love
that.
you
But I
regardless.
I've been having him and been since he was a baby. He like my son, so like, he just TT. He loved me.
That's
to
how
death.
my nephew and nieces are. Like, TT love me to death.
And
Yeah,
that,
that
like,
They
kids-
love me to death.
Yeah, even with me, like I have clients that I've been cutting their hair, of course, since they was little kids. So they have witnessed my transition.
Yeah.
Never said
Nothing.
anything.
Right.
Never asked any questions. Never treated me any differently.
Right.
And I have to, and I also have to thank the parents for that. Like
Yes.
they never like, oh well, I don't want my kid to witness this. I don't want my kid like. They
Right.
remain, my clients remain like, bringing them to me even through my
Transition.
And
That's
it
Right.
speaks
what.
volumes, you know what I mean? Because
That's
like I said,
what.
I hear so many people saying, "Oh, I don't want this condition in my kids or rubbing off on my kids or what about the kids? You gonna confuse the kids, and literally like out of
it's
all
like-
my clients, I've never had not one kid act different, ask any
Exactly.
questions or any of that.
That's what's
and
up.
that right there shows like people underestimate children.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
do.
It's the underestimation for the children for me because it's like because you can't wrap your mind around it
Don't mean
and
they
you
can.
can't
Yeah.
grow with how kids can grow.
Yep.
And kids will it ain't no it's just the questions. Now if you are not mature enough to be able to explain to children, then that's your problem. But all children they're gonna ask questions
are going
because they're always constantly learning.
Yes.
And,
So-
in
and they want to
to
know
They're asking
exactly.
even in an
Yep.
innocent manner.
Right,
Yeah.
and
Just
it's
really wanna know.
it's innocent.
It's innocent.
They all kids. I've witnessed kids just always. My
And they pay
my
attention.
My
Oof.
best friend, he got a daughter. She 2 years old, and she's over here. We always he brings the kids over, and they love me and my fiance.
Mm-hmm.
So like she's always like, "What's that? What's that?" And that's just normal stuff. What's that? She wants to know
that's how they
curiously.
learn.
So it's like kids. If you act weird, then that's what you teach the children.
Right.
But the kids, they're just asking just so they know,
'Cause
have
they're
clarity.
yeah.
They like, okay, what's going on? What's this? Like, it's not like so. If you act maturely in a way to where you have something that you can explain, then that's fine. But then when you act like, oh, I don't want my kid, let's hurry up. Then that's when they're more curious.
That's part of the African American community that does that.
Correct.
When they think that it's gonna rub off on their child.
Yeah.
See, my mama, she didn't even have to study. She just knows. She's like, and my family knows that when you care about LGBT, family member, then you studied them when they was young, so you knew that they was born that way. So mama, she hates when people say anything about somebody not be born that way. She's like, oh, my child was born that way. You know,
Period.
Like she
That's why I
knows.
said
She
they
knows.
knew, they
Period.
knew really
and
before we did.
that's the con that the black community has
Yep.
is that they thinking that they could turn that way. It's not about
It's
turning
not.
that way.
They
They already
be
was
for one,
that
they
way.
not educated.
So we
Yeah.
can,
And then-
They not
and then-
educated.
and
That's
then-
what it is.
Fuck education. It's like you didn't pay attention to your
your
child.
Child, yeah.
Yep.
That's what
And
it
then
is.
Right.
you did, and
Would
you
you
seen
like-
it, you was in denial.
Yep,
Correct.
in
There
denial.
you go.
That's what
There
it
you
is.
go.
So
The
either
denial.
you didn't pay attention to your child, you're in denial, or you think you finna beat or whatever.
And change
You-
them.
Change them. You can't change them.
You can't,
can't
push
change
your
them.
All
will.
you can do is make them hide it from you.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
that's
it.
Make them hide it and live their life unhappy.
Right. You can't push your will on your
Yes.
children, and and either they're gonna come to you with you're gonna be a safe haven, or you're gonna be somebody that they have to like you said hide it from.
And
Tiptoe
eventually that-
around.
and eventually that just caused resentment.
It does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
Exactly.
Got to tiptoe around.
And
Can't be
now-
myself.
Now you got a kid that you don't talk to.
Yes.
Or a kid that you didn't said all this hateful shit to.
Yes.
Beat up, cussed out.
And you got to live with that.
Exactly. You got to live with that. And that's
Yes.
fucked up. That's a lot of that goes on in the black community.
Yes.
And it's like they have this mindset of like like we said, you can't don't do like that in front of my kid. What about the kids? But you smoke in front of your kids.
Man, but they can't.
You bring
They can't be
different-
themselves.
You bring different women in front of your kids.
Men too.
Women, men.
Yeah.
If you're a man, you bring all these women in front of your
Yeah.
kids. If you're a woman, you bring all these men in front of your kids. And then, like, that are they your mom? Are they daddy or mommy? Like,
Which one?
so you got your daughter calling somebody else mommy. Your
Man.
son don't know who. Like, so you talk about confusion.
Being confusion.
You have other things to worry about
That's the
than the
only thing that they worry
LGBT
about.
community.
Only thing
Come
that they
on,
worry
bro.
about.
Like, come on, you don't have a
Hey.
job.
Yeah, that's
It's-
literally the only thing they worry about. Same
Yeah.
way with
Yeah.
Christianity though.
Yeah.
The Christians, that's literally the only thing that
Yes.
they worry about.
And then what my
So
thing,
many problems in the house.
So hold on. They get Christian on it, right? They get Christian on it. But where's God? You're not married, and you're
We having these
have
kids.
5
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, exactly.
And the things that you eat, certain things you're supposed to not eat, and like, where's God when all this other stuff, all these other things are happening in your life? Where are you bringing up the Lord? That's the question.
Yeah. That's
But
the only
see,
time they want to bring it
And
up.
that- and-
Man.
But see, God, He searches the heart.
That's a hard.
God knows, like, the people. God knows. So it's like you need to worry about you and your relationship instead of me and
Others.
mine.
That's why when like Christians be like, "Oh, you going to hell? You going to hell?" Because I've been had like friends who parents or family members was like one of my best friends, R.I.P. But one of my best friends, one of her family members was like, "Are you going to hell hanging out with somebody like that?" And but the thing is, Christians they want to pick and choose
They
when to
judge.
believe in the word. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
And if one minute you saying, okay, God knows what everybody's gonna do before they even do it.
Period.
He knows how everybody's gonna go out, everything. So
Exactly.
if he knew I was gonna do this before, then why am I going to hell when he knew I was gonna be this way?
Then Jesus hung out with thugs, killers,
All
robbers.
that.
Hold on. Paul was killing Christians. But don't get me started.
And then they
When
say,
they wanna
and then
talk
then
to
the
me,
Bible
yeah, I
says
read.
no sins is
Read
greater than,
'em.
no sin is greater than the next.
That,
So,
that's that part.
whatever my
but-
sin is, it's just as equal.
Just
with-
but they
I-
don't
Right.
see that.
Exactly.
don't.
I know
They don't
everybody
see that.
Jesus hung with, and before they knew, they wasn't shit. They was no seriously.
Seriously.
he hung out with gangsters, killers, robbers,
Everything.
People having sex. Like
That
it
stuff
was
been going on.
thugs. he had a
Been going
he had a
on.
gang with him. When they say gang with me, Jesus had gang in him.
Gang,
with him,
gang.
for real. So like, don't bring that into the mix. Like, and then
Nah, for
also you
real.
need to be worry about you and your relation. Like, worry about you.
How are you with the
you.
Lord?
Worry about you. for
And
real.
it's like if people just focus on their own family and not worry about what somebody else is doing in their household or with their life, it can be
It
life
could be so much
peaceful.
It's just the judgment.
It can
Why
be so
everybody
much
gotta be
peaceful.
so judging?
yes.
Peaceful.
This the judging for me.
And I
It
just
is.
personally
Everybody
feel
so
like
opinionated.
Yeah.
I feel like people that judge is mean to people.
Yes, they
That's
not
because
happy.
they're not happy.
Yeah,
There you
they're-
go.
yeah.
So they don't want to see
What
nobody
they
else
say,
happy.
misery
There you
loves
go.
company,
Then-
right?
There you go.
It's a lot of like when you come, like especially when we speak about like the LGBTQ community, and then we speak about like gender and sexuality. Like we've done the work up here, and we're still doing the work every day. So like, you know, we have the courage to walk in who we are. A lot of people sometimes are the way they are because they admire us secretly. They can't
Yeah.
be who they want to be. You see what I'm saying? Like they are like they wanna be us, but they scared to come out. Some people like they might get like I hear gay guys that say, oh, stuff about trans women, but it's like you kind of want to be one, but you scared.
They scared.
Scared. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
you can't walk.
scared.
You scared to fully walk through,
And
or studs. You scared to fully walk through. So now you want to condemn or you want to say something. But then now 2-3 years later, what you got? Now you doing it.
Exactly. I mean, I experienced that.
Yeah.
Firsthand.
So
Definitely.
so it's like you was really wanting to be me.
Yeah, but you
know what I
talk
mean?
down.
You wish you had as much courage as me. So that's where a lot of that, I feel like a lot of that comes from people being afraid to actually do what you're doing.
that's why I don't really celebrate the pride events and promote my lifestyle as being trans because in my world I'm normal in my eyes.
Exactly.
I'm a straight female. So
Period.
and I feel like what's to celebrate when the community is separated as well?
It
like, we
is.
need to be
You
together.
ain't lying about
you got
that.
You got the gay, feminine men want to be trans, but they don't like us. They're mean to us.
Yes.
And so it's like, why are we celebrating Pride and we can barely celebrate being with each other without fighting and arguing?
Right, in
hate
one
that.
accord. You
And
right about that.
I'm talking about somebody like because a boy is feminine and then a masculine gay that looks like a man that nobody knows is gay. He's looking down on a feminine one because he's out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
And I feel like a lot of like in the especially the black LGBTQ community, it's like we don't support each other.
we
No,
don't.
we don't.
It's,
We don't.
It's fucked up.
It
because
is. You think we should be
Pride,
one?
there would be none of this. None of us would be free if it wasn't for Marsha P. and Sylvia Rivera. Like
Yes.
it was black trans women and black and brown trans women that made this all possible.
Coming
So
together.
for you to condemn or for you like it's like why are we not supporting each other?
Especially when
Then
we
when
know
y'all got-
what being judged feels like.
Right.
Exactly.
So why would we want to
Exactly.
place
Right.
that judgment on somebody
I don't
else?
understand
Knowing
it.
We've been judged our whole life,
Period.
and we know how that feels. So
Exactly.
why would
Right.
we want to make someone else feel like that?
You know, I feel like it's a lot of
Pride was so weird this year.
internalized misogyny,
Yes.
white supremacy, that mindset. Like when you think about it, okay, a lot of me and my this gonna be another episode. It's like a lot of studs adapt the mindset of black of these misogynistic mindsets. Like you're not a woman too. You identify as a woman. You have not come out as that you want to be, you know, a man. So like so how are you saying women this, women that? These females, that you too are a woman.
Right.
So we adopt these mindsets, these misogynistic mindsets that come from, you know, the white man, in which the black man is the white man of the black society. Anyway, you want to be a white man. So like it's like you have these mindsets that you bring down, and then we LGBTQ. So how are you a black woman, masculine presenting, and you have this misogynistic mindset over these like what's going on? You saying what a woman should do, these
Right.
women this what
Right.
like how
We
do
all
you,
women.
the nerve of
This
you,
is team.
the nerve of you
I don't be getting it either.
until you like I just feel like come on now, you're a woman too. So like that right there, that gets me.
Yeah.
So it's we don't
can
stick
agree.
we don't stick together.
We don't.
We
don't.
like we need, especially the black community. We need to stick. Studs don't stick. Like we're
Studs
why are
don't.
you not? Why are you not supporting each other?
Yes.
Then the whole LGBTQ community. Like why are you not, the black? Remember the 10, bro? Y'all
It
remember
was
the
love
10?
in there.
Yeah.
It seemed like after the 10, everybody just
It was
the
love,
hate.
bro.
Everybody separate. Nobody like each other. Boy, you going to 10, everybody.
It
show
was
love.
love. Like that was.
It was love. Then that was like a community.
That was a community.
It was.
It was like everybody. It
was.
It was a community.
Man, I used to rush off work to go in there.
What was it? Thursdays.
Thursday,
Saturday,
Sunday.
Sunday, yo.
Yep. Hey, it was fast.
Popping. And you know what's crazy? It wasn't even ever just gay people in there. I seen it was so many straight people in there.
Yeah.
My friend people would come.
Come on now.
aunties,
I had my
cousins.
Uncles, nephews,
Yep.
What? And have a good
mom,
time in
yeah.
there.
Yep, one year I had threw my mama a party
What?
there.
For real.
And all my
Everybody
friends came,
did.
and she was so wasted when she left. I'm driving her Suburban
They
back
had
to
a
the
good
house.
time.
She's about to jump out the car. I'm like, Mama, you can't do this. I'm driving this big old truck. She showed out, and she
Had a
loved
good
going to
time.
the
Good
club.
time.
For
She
real.
had a good time.
Food
Dang.
good, drinks was fire.
Man,
Being
And it
in the
was
mirror. And it was
Yeah,
cheap.
real cheap.
man.
Man, ain't nothing gonna top that boy.
I'm hurt. Like I
I'm
miss
hurt
it.
just talking
I
about
I
it.
miss it. I miss it. I miss it. I miss it. I miss it.
What we doing? Getting these questions?
Yeah, I got a couple questions for both of y'all.
Let's go.
For sure. So what I want to it's a double-sided question. What age do you guys feel like you experience like body dysphoria or some type of dysphoria? We start with you, Shelby.
Okay. So probably when so the first time probably when, of course, it was time, my menstrual started hitting puberty. And I was a late bloomer. I didn't, I was probably like 15.
Me too.
Yeah. So
I was late.
I was
I
real
was late.
So that was probably the first time I experienced it, like being uncomfortable in my own body. Like this ain't right. This ain't how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
You know? But I just just really didn't pay attention. I really didn't have the verbiage or the knowledge, education to even know what I was feeling.
Right.
You know? So that was probably the first time. So age about 15, and then as far as my body, the physical sense of it, I was always like skinny, you know what I mean? So I didn't have too much of anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the
Me
little
too.
bit that I did have, it was my chest, of course. So like I said, it was a little bit of nothing. I was a late bloomer again, so probably when I was about 20, I think, that's
20?
about 20, I'm like, all right, now I
I
want to
ain't
walk around with
feeling
my shirt off. You know what I mean?
Period.
Yeah, I want to walk around with my shirt off.
Hell
So
yeah.
probably about 20 as far as, my, my breast at the time, chest now, of course. But yeah, so 15 first time with me, hitting, puberty, and then 20 when I'm like, I want my shirt off, like, yeah.
It's time. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. What about you, Deanna?
Since I
Sorry,
can remember,
Deanna.
are you fine, sweetie? Since I can remember, like, I guess when I knew something was
Off
up in
rips.
kindergarten, like,
Yeah, you did
I
say
did
that
not,
kindergarten.
I did not
yeah.
like boy clothes.
Period.
My dad, he would try to buy me, my stepdad, because my real dad, I don't, talk to him, but he would try to buy me like boy clothes and sports, and I wasn't into none of that. And he'll buy me a race car, and I'm taking the race car and putting a Barbie down on top of
Okay.
it. So I'm going to the club. Like, I just knew,
Hey.
looking at my mom, she had breasts, and she had long hair and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why don't I look like that? Like, I couldn't stand wearing
Like,
anything that was boys.
That's me
Period.
going up.
I couldn't stand.
She
So when
said
I had to
hated.
do it through middle
Shorty got
school
a-
and high school, I was miserable. I was really miserable. But then, and I say in 2017, I started hormones. The thing about the
How
female,
old were you?
20, I think like 28.
Okay.
Okay.
The thing about the female hormones that I take, it takes 3 to 5 years for you to see what you're going to look like. But that's like
Ooh,
constantly taking
okay.
the
Consistency.
estrogen
Estrogen. Okay.
injection and taking the pills every day. So I've been doing that for the last 6 years. By the third year, my breast was filled in, and I didn't even notice my body was really changing like that. I've always been skinny, but the thing is, the hormones that I take, it creates fluid, water over the muscle tissue, and so that's why I be sick. Like a lot of girls don't like the hormones because they just go straight to surgery because the hormone side effects is powerful. Like I'm moody. Sometimes I have
That was my next question.
my breast leak from milk. It's like I go through a
Really?
lot. Yes, I go through a lot being, and then I'm always sick when I do it because I got all this water built up in me, and I take a pill
So
for
they
that.
give you a water pill?
Yep, it's
to pee?
spirulactone. Yep.
Okay.
So I like my body now, but I was uncomfortable until my looks started really becoming
Yeah.
a woman. Then that's when I finally got comfortable with. Okay, this is what I am. Like
Period.
this
Look
is the closest
fine,
thing I can
girl.
get to being who I really want to
yeah.
be.
You said it was, what, 6 years?
Yeah, it's been 6
6
years.
years.
So
A
it's
journey.
been, okay, so it's been a journey.
Definitely.
So with you, Shelby, like we mentioned like acne. Is that
Yeah,
like one of the
yeah,
only side effects?
Yeah, probably acne was my biggest side effect. I didn't have too many mood swings or anything like that. I was just so happy and to be finally
Walking.
walking in my truth and becoming who I was. I didn't have anything. Like I said, the only
Thank God.
physical thing probably was the acne for me.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank God. That's what one of my questions. So like, do you feel like it, like, is it something else that maybe that could that with less side effects, or is that probably like one of the?
No, this. I mean, I
That's
actually
just what
have.
it is. Okay.
It's what it is. But I also wanted to. My goal was to never. I just wanted to always look like a beautiful, natural black woman. I never wanted to look surgicalized, like I had a surgery done and stuff. I took my time. Like I went through my ugly stage. I went through my stage when I would go somewhere and they be like, "Look at that man."
Yeah,
I went through all that. So now it's easy for me, but it takes time. And a lot of
does. You
girls
gotta
they
be
rush
patient.
it. They go and get these breasts when they don't even have meat to grab from. And so I just knew that I wanted to look like a natural woman. I didn't want to look like I had all this plastic surgery and stuff. And so that's why my go-to was hormones. Despite the side effects and stuff, I knew that I can get to, because I was attractive then. Like, I wasn't. I was never ugly.
No,
so
for you wasn't.
It was. It's easier for me
See,
compared to
bro.
some.
I said that.
right.
Yeah, it was easier for me to compare to some because
Yes.
I come from like good genes. My dad was. I looked just like him. He was handsome back in the day, and my mom is beautiful.
fine.
So
Period.
I
Black
came
is
from
fine.
good genes.
Black
Yeah,
is
you
beautiful.
look good, baby.
Thank you.
Period.
What's like the average cost of the transition for you guys?
Like
start
it's
to
probably
finish.
different.
It,
So,
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
right,
it's
let's
probably,
start
it's
with-
probably different.
yeah.
You mean as far as the medical expenses or
Yeah.
the surgical or both?
Shit,
Both.
both.
Yeah, yeah, little both.
So for me, the medical expenses in the beginning, I was paying out of pocket for everything. Even for, like I said, I went through to a psychiatrist for about a year. So that was $100 a session. I was doing sessions like once or twice a week for an entire year.
Yeah,
So
because
then
I'd have been in
once I-
therapy. That shit expensive.
Right, it is
Yeah,
expensive.
I'd have been in
Yeah,
therapy.
that
They want
shit's
100
high.
every
Yeah,
2.
but in this situation, I
Yeah.
needed it. So
Yeah.
then once I was done with therapy and I did all my research and got on testosterone, I too was paying out of pocket for it. That didn't last long. I paid out of pocket probably for about 6 months, and I was paying probably about almost $200 for a vial that would last me. When I first started off, it was pretty small.
Okay.
So that would last me maybe like a month.
Okay.
But then after that, thankfully, I got insurance, and my insurance covered the medical expenses.
Thank God.
But and then on the surgery tip, it just depends on the surgery. I paid out of pocket for a majority of my surgeries, besides 2 of them. So, man, my first top surgery was probably about 10,000.
Excuse me.
I had
Excuse
You
me?
paid out of pocket.
yeah, I had
Why?
Period.
out of pocket twice. So I had another top surgery. So because I guess I gotta take fault. So I guess since I didn't do what I was supposed to do the first time, my surgeon, I went back to the same surgeon. I paid another 10,000. So that was out of pocket. And then
No insurance.
no insurance. He doesn't even take insurance.
Damn.
Yeah, not at all. He doesn't do insurance at all. Even if I would have had insurance, he doesn't accept insurance. And then after that, they've been covered through.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah, because my hysterectomy, man, I want to say that's probably like $100,000. That's
God.
So that's
We just
The insurance cover that,
the
right?
insurance
Thank
covered that.
God.
Because we better say, who got the money?
Yeah, nah,
God.
insurance
Yeah.
covered that. So I'm thankful
That's
for those.
what's
up.
I'm thankful for those.
'Cause,
resources.
like,
It's a
Same with
blessing to even pay for it
even
out of
with-
even
pocket.
with follow-up,
even
too.
with my gender marker and things like that, I resources. So I all that was free for me.
That's wonderful. That's
Thank
wonderful.
God. What about you, Deanna? I keep saying Dina.
You fine. You fine.
Because it's,
Say
every time I
Dee-Dee.
no,
Dee-Dee.
but-
Say Dee-Dee.
Dee-Dee, because it's only because like when I think of the way it's spelled, I always
Yeah.
think about how it's spelled.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was expensive in the beginning. I mean, being a woman is expensive for
Period.
natural born women, so
Period.
it's expensive
Yeah.
anyway. Everything costs.
Right.
So
Yes.
it's always been expensive on that matter. But as far as the medical stuff, I was buying hormones from girls that I knew that had them back then, and I would just
Okay.
buy them because I had to wait 2 years to get my doctor
Right.
because they were so backed up. And at that time, we didn't have any
Wow.
doctors, but like 2. That
Here?
service-
Here?
yeah, here.
Okay.
And so once I got my doctor, she got everything. I got everything paid for. My hormones, everything is free.
Oh, that's
Thank
kind
God.
She got me a lawyer. She got me a lawyer that paid for my name change and all that stuff.
Yep.
And then all the surgeries that I want, everything's is paid for.
Yep.
Oh,
That is-
that's what's
So what I
up.
spend money on now is just to look good.
Period.
That's the life of a woman. though,
Wow,
you know?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
God, that's like that's
Dang.
So
good.
I am proud of Indiana for that. For
Yeah,
having
me
I
too.
didn't know it was
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
I
both
am.
of you guys did it here.
Well,
No,
my,
no,
well,
no,
a
no,
couple
no,
of
no,
surgeries. So yeah, I
That
had,
was
I,
out
had,
of
I had
town.
a few surgeries out
Yeah.
of town, but
Remember
the surgeries
Rob?
that I had
Yeah.
here, yes, they were paid for.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have good insurance here
Yeah,
that take care of
definitely.
us.
The insurance.
Because I know somebody that lives in Ohio, and their insurance for transgender women is not good. Like they still got to come out of pocket and pay for stuff. Like
Yeah.
ours is good here.
That's
I can't
good.
say that.
That's
shout out
good.
to Indiana for
So
that,
like,
for
and
sure.
well, see, I don't know. I was gonna say like, for his work and stuff, but you entrepreneur, so
self-employed.
yep. So
Yeah.
dang, so like, but that's good. That is amazing. That like, I couldn't
I
even
didn't know it
imagine.
was like
I
that.
couldn't even imagine. Like, and then so that brings me to this question though, because Deanna, like, there are so many cisgender women now that experience body dysphoria, and they don't even understand. Like, cishet too. Like they don't understand that this is something that trans women have been experiencing for
a while,
longer than what you can imagine.
Yeah.
So like now that I got friends, I see people on the internet. It's like, okay, they're going crazy with, like, you know, the BBLs and now lip injections. Now what else?
What else?
Your face stuff.
Everything.
Just anything that they can get
Yes.
altered that they might feel dysphoria about. And it's like, okay, this you just don't understand, like, how long this is what, like, trans women feel like and have been feeling like for decades.
Yeah.
So like, how does that, like, have you noticed that? And like,
Because it's about the era that we in now too. Sex sells. So looking exotic and looking with makeup and stuff on, that's what they are calling beautiful on social media. So girls are gravitating more to that and not really putting in consideration that you don't need all that to be beautiful. It's your heart that matters, you know? And all that surgery and stuff, that's why a lot of girls are starting to get that stuff taken out of their bodies and their face and stuff.
Man, look
Because
at mesh.
you look good for the time, but you got to keep that up. That's going to always be money you got to spend to keep it up.
upgrade.
And I think the society played a role in making women feel like that, because
For sure.
they feel like they gotta have big breasts, big butts, skinny nose, big lips. Like it just it's too fabricated. Like being fake is, in their eyes, is beautiful.
Yeah.
And,
So
and the crazy to me is like, all right, I feel like we've gone, like, trans women had to like go through whatever process it is to, like, so it's like now the trans aesthetic to me is being more glorified, and like men they don't even realize that this is, you're attracted to, like, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you are attracted to this whole aura.
Correct.
And that to me is like the whole trans aesthetic. So like, you don't understand, like this is what it is, and it's nothing wrong with it, but like, it's like, it's so much, like you said, you want to be natural, you want to be a natural, you know, black woman. So it's like a lot of black men, they don't even like that. They don't like that look.
They
no more.
don't.
They don't. They're not feeling it. I've seen black men say poor things about women that are
They
natural.
ass.
And it's just like, okay, so what do you now? What? So this is what you're attracted to now. So as far as I feel like this is a trend now.
Yeah, definitely.
For all women. Is the whole, like, and they don't, and I feel like it dates back to when trans women started. Like, it's a trend. Like, I feel like people bite off of it. Like, bite off trans women starting things. So it's like, this is a trend. And how do you feel about it? Like, do you notice it, or how do you feel about it?
I would say that I don't think the females is biting off the I think that they do. It's because it's beautiful trends that you would not know that's trans.
Man,
Right.
Man,
And-
what?
Right.
Wouldn't even know.
I feel that it okay, I'm gonna just say this. It's never the men. When I go places, I'm dressed up with my girls and stuff because I don't hang with the gay community. So all my
No,
friends
you
are straight.
don't.
My friends are straight women with kids and stuff. And so we all wear the same size clothes and everything. So I blend in very well with my people. So sometimes men don't be knowing, and unless you know me personally from being popular in the city,
Yes.
but sometimes they don't know, and it's never the men that they don't get mad or nothing. It's just like they show me more respect. It's the women. Like, I will be somewhere, and I can feel somebody staring at me. And then sometimes it is in the back of my head, like, damn, they probably, clocking the tea or whatever. But then I don't have men write me on Facebook like, I seen you in the club, and this girl was for example, this one girl we was at the bar. I was with my friends, and this girl pointed at me and my friends. I was like, which one's the transgender? Which one's the tranny? And so he was like, shit, I don't know. So she went out her way to let him know, to let it be known that it was me.
So,
and they don't even be paying me no attention.
And-
And it makes it even
be
worse
the
when I do.
women.
It be the
That
women.
shit pissed
It's
me
the
off.
women that's so hateful.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you get out of your day doing
Yes.
that?
Yeah. It happens all the time. But
I believe it.
So now
I
that you
believe
done
it.
figured it out, what now?
What now?
What we finna do now?
Right.
Because you
Right.
pissing
You
me
finna come
off.
talk
Right.
or what you want to do?
Right.
Like,
So
Yeah, for
I'm
real.
open and honest. Like
That's good.
I'm very upfront about it. I have a boyfriend, so I don't really,
Right.
You
condone
ain't outside-
conversations
you ain't
with men and
outside
stuff.
right
so-
now.
Right. Got
Yeah,
mine.
so-
Got my man.
Yeah, and
my
he's been
man, my
there.
man.
And I've been trying to stick with him because he's been there before my body changed, before anything
Period.
changed. I was just real feminine at that time that we met. I was real feminine, and I told him like,
damn, say I've
I
been together a long
identify as
time.
trans. Yeah, we've been on and off for a long time. And he was just like, you was always beautiful, but of course I like them titties now. So, I just think that it's the women in there. They know that men like us. They know that men like us, so they're mean to us and. Like you
Feel
we
like
can't
it's a
compete with y'all.
competition. That's what
we
it
can't compete
is.
with y'all because
Yeah.
y'all can
But I
have
feel
kids
like
and we
now,
can't.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's like them trying to look more like. I'm trying to be politically correct. I don't know how to, because I feel, and I'm not like, I feel like more straight women, not like cishet straight women, are trying to bite off of, and I don't even
Because
know
y'all
if
be
they
looking
understand
good.
that they
And that's
They
biting.
be trying
I
to.
don't even
That
understand
comes
that they
from
biting.
Yes.
I
But,
would
like-
say that they look kind of more like drag queens
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
There you go.
that comes from them
Back in the day too, like
Yeah, that comes from them wanting to be. It's the era though. It's
The
that
era.
the exoticness is what's
yeah.
selling
I hate
anything
it.
and sex. So
Extravagant,
showing
just
skin
like,
and
yeah.
having breasts, a big breast and a big butt, and
But even the
makeup
face
on and
structure,
stuff.
they're getting
the
their
structure,
lips done, their
The
they
face
getting
cheeks,
everything
all
done
that.
because that's what society is telling
lipo
everybody
in
that's
their
beautiful.
chin,
Like,
lipo,
like, is it that deep?
I'm
I
like,
don't get it.
it's just something that have you noticed?
Hey, I don't agree with the masses, so I'm gonna have to go on and say my piece on this. I mean, y'all feel the way y'all feel. I totally disagree. Body dysmorphia has dated back years ago. Now for the black community, it's common now. Back then, white women been getting lip fillers.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Breast,
Yes, they have.
Yeah, breast implants. We just now have the resources.
Yeah.
And also to say that cisgender women is biting off of transgender women can kind of be offensive because
I agree.
because you're basically saying, I know you don't mean it this way, but you're basically saying the trans women are plastic, fake. They're doing the skinny nose, the big lips, and you saying that cisgender women are mimicking and mocking them. But all trans women are not clockable. All trans women do not have skinny nose, big lips, big breasts. And I think that,
Well, not
hold on.
necessarily that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I just this is just I just want to put my input, and also it's now vast majority, like Deanna said, vast majority sex sells. So now there's a certain look that people are going for.
for, yeah.
Small waist, big
oh,
breasts,
look-alike.
bigger, butt and things like that. But like I said, body dysmorphia, body dysphoria, it's individually based, and I don't feel like with me adjusting and becoming who I am comfortably, I should place that judgment on somebody else. Whatever makes you feel good and look like comfortable in your skin and feel at your best, go for it. Whether it's that tummy tuck, long as you're doing it for self and not to fit society norms.
Society, correct.
Go get that. Go
Self.
get that tummy tuck. Go get that
Self.
breast augmentation. There's a lot of women, man, that
Yeah.
have kids, man, and I don't care how much you go to the
Okay.
gym or change your diet,
That's
man.
true.
It can't get it right.
Just can't get it right.
You're right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
different.
Yeah.
You're right
So
about that.
That's my input on it.
That is true.
That is true.
That is true. With like the women but it's like my thing is like the sameness. Like everybody, it's like how can as if it changes 2 weeks from now, then what?
No, I don't think it's the sameness. It's just I think
Everybody has the same body type.
yeah.
It's like 3 of them now. It's like 3 body types.
I think like I said, I'm speaking for not the vast majority that's doing it because of societies. There's people that do it because they're influencers, they're strippers, they're there's different things. They're sex workers. Some people are doing it simply because they've had 5 or 6 kids. They've been to the gym, they've done the diets,
them.
But I'm just breaking it down to
Yeah.
the different people, So whatever their reason is, what I'm saying is the epitome of a woman of a beautiful woman has always been what y'all might be too young, but 36, 24, 36 or something like that. Y'all probably too young. Y'all don't remember that. But basically what that means is big breasts, small waist, big hips. That's been way before my time. Like y'all don't even remember that. Y'all don't even know nothing about
Too
that.
young
So
for that, yeah.
it's just that we are in an era now. Black women has resources with social media, like you said, sex sells. So this is for sex workers. This is to display this look, this image. And I don't think it's the sameness of trying to the trans women, cisgender women. It's just that's been the epitome of a beautiful woman. 36, 24, 36.
But that's true. That is true. But and I just remember. I guess I don't know if we're going back into an era though of back when like the BET Uncut was. I know y'all remember that era,
Whoa.
BET Uncut. That
Sneaking
was
to watch that.
like that's
think
when
I was
when
grown
black
back then.
women
I
with
bet.
thick,
Oh man,
natural,
dang.
thick, natural, just
Yeah, but that's personal prayer, like we just said,
Yeah.
man. Like 10 minutes
Yeah.
ago, like we can't place that judgment. You know
When
what I mean?
natural, when
We
natural was
can't
a beautiful
place that
thing.
judgment.
It was a beautiful thing.
We didn't have social media though.
But I feel
Exactly.
like
we didn't have social
That's
media
what
then.
it
Yeah.
is.
I
Yeah.
feel like, but black women were shamed into feeling like this is what certain things they had to do.
Yeah,
Like,
for the ones that's
it was
doing
a
it for
shame. Like,
for the ones that are doing
it's
it
a
for
lot of-
for
it's a
for
large-
the attention of men or the attention of the masses, then maybe. But like I said, we can't just put everybody in a box and say that all women is having these surgeries for those reasons.
Yeah.
So
this
we
is
have
like
to
a-
we have to like specify when we're speaking in a
Yeah.
certain sense, because not every woman is doing it to get attention from a dude. Not every
Yeah.
woman is doing it
may
because
not-
of
may
social
not-
media.
Yeah, it may not be attention from the dude, but it's just like, okay, this is what a woman is supposed to look like at this, I guess, in this decade. And it's like, it sucks because this is what the black woman feel like, and this is just for black women.
It's been that. We just ain't had social media. I told you it's been 36, 24,
Yeah.
36. Ask your
Was
pops.
it?
Ask your pops about 36, 24, 36.
What about hold on? We
Yeah,
had
right.
hold on,
Hey,
hold on. We had Aaliyah.
Hey, bro, you talking about, bro, I mean, we ain't have social media. Aaliyah ain't the epitome of, Aaliyah ain't 36, 24, 36, bro. I'm talking about past that,
Past
bro.
us, bro.
I'm speaking past that, bro.
Past
There's a
us.
such thing as 36, 24, 36. Somebody correct
I don't
me
even
if
know
I'm-
about that
Google
saying.
that.
I
Yeah,
need
you
to
got to
I need
Google
to
that.
ask
So
my
like I
mama
said,
that.
this
need to ask my
is
daddy.
just because social media has been displayed. Like I
Yeah.
said, man,
Yeah.
white women, bro, they been
They
getting,
been doing them
getting
lip
breast
fillers
implants-
for
breast
real.
implants. They been getting lip.
They been doing that lip fillers.
You know what I
But
mean?
see,
Lil'
black-
Kim Ben
black
had her
women
got
are
her
a
nose
different
done.
type of
Dang,
being.
she did get that.
Yeah, I mean,
black
so-
women are different. We are like kidding me.
Yes,
This is
we
like,
fine. Why do they be
They can do
touching
like
things?
black women are
It's
just
individually based,
It
man.
is.
It
Individual,
is.
whatever makes you. Hey, that's
Whatever
like
makes
that's
you
like
happy.
that's like saying, and these are things that I learned. That's like saying,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? People say to me, dang man, you were so pretty as a girl, man. Why you do this? Why you do
Nah.
that? So y'all saying that is the equivalent to, you know what I
Nah.
mean? So I no, it is though, bro. I mean, it is.
So you
though.
feel like that's the equivalent of
That's
that?
equivalent. Why wouldn't it be? How it's the equivalent saying, because Jad just said, why black women are beautiful, why do that? It doesn't
But,
matter
yeah, you're
how
right. They
other
wanna
people see
take
it. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how other people see you.
It's
It
about
doesn't
how you
matter
feel.
how you
You're
feel,
It's
what
the
you see when you
dysphoria.
look in the
Yeah.
mirror.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, so you can't tell me like
Exactly.
I feel this.
Yes.
I'm not happy.
Yeah, it doesn't
with
matter
this.
who thought I was pretty. It doesn't
I
matter
know
who
for
thought
me.
I, it doesn't matter. It's what I saw when I looked in the mirror,
Correct.
man.
You
So,
right.
but okay, so then
You
it has
right.
to be
I agree
even.
with that.
But my point is, it has to be even across. That is what. That's my point. It has to be even across.
But
the
why?
board.
Why does it
No,
have to
I'm
be
saying
even?
it's
Why?
even for black women to feel this. Then you have to make that even across the board. Because when you say that, okay, you should have just stayed a certain way. That translates in the gay community. Like you can't tell somebody that they should have stayed a certain way because you got your body done.
Right, but I mean, yeah, I get it, but I'm just saying.
That's what I
not
was saying.
speaking
I'm
as
saying
far
no.
as
I'm saying as far as dysphoria is translated into the average black community now. That was one of my points. Like dysphoria has translated into the average black community, especially for black women and even black men, because they starting to get BBLs now too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So like
well,
now,
well, this well,
now
let's-
they
well, there's
understand.
dysphoria and dysmorphia, dysphoria and body dysmorphia is two totally
No,
different things.
dysphoria. Like
Okay.
you feel unhappy
Happy.
when you look in the mirror when you see yourself. Like
Okay,
this, you're
that's-
not happy with. That's dysphoria. Like
Yeah,
that-
dysphoria can be gender dysphoria. It can be a lot of
So that's-
dysphoria.
yeah, that's what I'm
Dysmorphia
saying.
is like being not seeing things wrong with your body.
No, not this. Like they just unhappy. So now they're like, fuck it, let's change it. Like just in the black community, as far as
Yeah,
black straight
dysmorphia.
people, yeah. So now
Dysmorphia,
they
yeah,
want.
okay.
So now
Yeah.
they want both now. Yeah. So now they see both. So now they should be able to understand as it translates to
I mean,
the LGBTQ
not necessarily.
community.
Again, that's still individually basis. That, like we said, the education and knowledge. Like y'all didn't understand either until I broke it down that way. So I don't think it's intentional. Maybe, you know what I mean. They're not looking at it you know what I mean, in the same sense. You know, that's why we do these podcasts.
Yeah.
So now we're
Educating.
educating. We're giving the people the knowledge. So
Yeah.
now people thinking like, dang, for the ones
Damn.
that have had surgery, you know, because they had body dysmorphia, they like, oh, why I never looked at it like that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have said that about Schelbi when I went and got a BBL on the tummy tuck.
Right.
Maybe now I understand.
see,
But that's why we doing
But they
these
don't
podcasts.
understand
So,
that's exactly what that's.
and that's
the
why we
language,
doing this.
yup.
That's why we doing this. We gotta kick
we
that.
sure
that,
been
that-
educating.
Yeah, we
I
gotta kick that
keep
knowledge
on.
out. Yeah,
Because a lot of them don't know.
Yeah.
But
And
for
that's what we
people
are
that
doing
don't know,
these
this
for.
body dysphoria is like being unhappy with what you see in the mirror. Like, okay, boom, I feel like I don't like my nose, or I don't like my tummy, or I don't like this about myself, and then what dysmorphia is actually going out and doing something about it, like changing it, right?
This dysmorphia is basically I don't feel I don't like parts of my body. That is going to be your body dysmorphia.
Dysmorphia,
And
okay.
yeah. And then like with the dysphoria, like they're like we experience gender dysphoria. So we're feeling dysphoric about our gender at what our gender was assigned at birth. So those are kind of the two different things, you know. So like cisgender woman, you know, is experiencing this body dysmorphia, you know, like because the tummies or whatever. We are so much more so of dysphoric about like our gender that was assigned at birth.
The
you know,
whole
like
the whole makeup of
so,
what's
so a lot of women that are getting these surgeries, they are experiencing body dysmorphia.
okay. And then does it ever, like when we talk about that, so like is there a point in time where it stops?
That's
Individual
individually
based?
based because there's some transgenders that they wake up, it could be different things, and they experience that body dysphoria again. There's times that there's different things that make me feel, you know, dysphoric. So it's that is all individually based. Same with, I'm sure, with the cisgender women or cisgender men that are having body dysmorphia. You know, that's why they say people get addicted and they keep going back.
Keep
going
going
back,
back because they're just never
You're
okay.
never
Yeah,
satisfied.
That's what I'm
never
saying.
satisfied.
Yeah, so it just
That's what I was saying.
depends.
Like I
Individually
feel
based.
like now, that's what I was saying. That was like one of my, like I feel like now it should be in the black community. It should be like a understood thing now.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
because
It
they
needs to
are
be.
being introduced
Yes.
to something that like people in the LGBTQ community have already way been introduced to. So it's like, okay, now you're understanding. Like, okay, you not feeling it. This is what, you know.
Yeah. And that's what I
Yeah.
said. Now hopefully, you know, this will touch
It could
people.
be-
and-
Definitely.
and
I
let
hope
people-
so.
And let people know,
yes.
inform them so they
Yes.
will think
The way
twice
you
when they-
feel
yeah.
about you have
Exactly.
to go to Dominican Republic.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
Miami.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
true.
that
For real.
That's what
That's
that
true.
feels like.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, for sure. So, like, I asked Shelby this question. Where did I seen something like? Okay, so as far as with transitioning, is there a point where you feel like you've leveled off, or
No, you never stop.
Okay,
Okay.
You never stop.
Okay.
My since I've been on hormones for 6 years, I was already feminine,
mm-hmm.
but I wasn't like I could tell the difference in how clean I am and how I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's why I feel like the hormones is my mental is there. And my body is going, this is what I'm going to look like. So I just take the hormones to keep that same softness that I grew in myself
Okay.
taking them shots. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That makes
Period.
sense. So also, what did I want to say? For the younger community, bro. We'll start with you because you my OG. Like, what is something that you could give some advice about? It's when you're going through, just like anything like you've experienced, like going through this process as far as like a transitioning or feeling a certain type of, like, what's some advice you could give?
First and foremost, research.
That's the major thing.
Major thing. Secondly, man, I just like I expressed, man, in the last episode, man, just to the younger crowd, man, you have to realize we only get one life.
Yeah.
You cannot live for your
Yes.
parents. You cannot live for your coaches. We only get one of these. So, put yourself first. Then check out the resources. Social media now, I mean, it's broadcasted everywhere.
Yeah.
Period.
Everywhere. Reach out to
Ooh,
as many as transgender people as you can. And don't feel shame about it. So research, man. Then, like I said, put your family second, your life first. And then lastly, resources. Reach out to any resources, man. Everywhere, not just Indiana, man. They have
Yeah,
like
you
some type
definitely-
of groups.
yes.
Here is IYG, Damien Center. I mean, there's a lot of resources out there, man. Get to your resources because you can get a lot of knowledge, a lot of help, a lot of support, man. So you won't feel alone or like you're not worthy or you're afraid and things like that, man. I want this this youth suicide rate to go down, so man, like I said, research.
Yes.
Grab onto your life and realize your life is your life. You only get one of these, and man, them resources.
That's right.
I agree with Shelby. I think that research, but I also think that because we lucky, we got family that love us. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And everybody don't have
Everybody
that.
don't got that.
So
That's
I
true.
say that if you
True.
don't have that, then find somebody that you trust and that you know, because we know who cares about us, and we know who genuinely loves us. You see what I'm saying? So my younger self, I would have found somebody that I know that I can trust, that I wouldn't mind talking to. And if you gotta get in therapy,
yes.
or anything, you don't have
Yes.
to explain it to nobody else, but to somebody that don't even know you, that's not gonna judge you.
Yep.
Just find some support anywhere you can, and take your time.
Right.
Don't rush it.
Take your time.
Exactly. I got a question. Like, have y'all seen? Well, first let me start with this. Okay, do you feel like you're being represented more? Like, as far as the LGBTQ community, I feel like that we have been starting to be represented more in the media. And,
Oh, definitely.
do you
Yeah.
guys feel like
It's
that
everywhere.
we are all being represented? Like, and then at a genuinely. Sometimes they used to reach back in the day. Like, they used to reach. So now they're finding people. What you feel about
I
representation?
feel like representation for the trans women is out there.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they're being represented well. Shout out to the trans women. Not so much the trans men, but the trans women for sure, man. I definitely. I don't think we have. I mean, when we think about trans women, you got I think just recently, don't quote me, but somebody just won Miss something. It was a trans woman. I don't know. It was a different country. And then you have, like the different, like the shows like Pose and things like that. So trans women, when it comes to trans women, the representation is there. Not so much for the trans men. I'm not sure why. But hopefully
We gotta get it.
Yeah, hopefully we got to get it out there
I
and
agree
get
with
that
you.
representation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What about you?
I agree with what Shelby said. I think we have the representation, and then it's a lot of like trans actresses and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I just think it's gonna take for a trans man to make it, and it's gonna be open. It's gonna be they go to support. I just think that the trans man is
What about
not out there
Santana?
like that.
Santana.
He's
Been
not-
made a rapper. He ain't
Saucy.
trans.
He's
Saucy.
not
trans.
He's not
He's
trans,
not
but she
trans.
look though.
That's
Yeah,
not,
he's
but
not
that's not
trans,
the
though. That's-
same.
yeah,
bro.
Yeah,
it's
it
not
ain't
the
the
same.
same.
It's not the same.
Yeah, I know it ain't the same.
It's not the same.
I'm just saying, but he rapping.
It's
That
not
went
the-
out back in the
It's
day.
not the-
That's
that's
what I'm
what-
saying.
Yeah, no,
That when he it wasn't no rapper back in the day.
trans
Be out
man
like
is more
that.
trans
It's not the
masculine.
same,
It's
bro.
gonna
Yeah.
be
He's a gay man.
masculine.
Yeah, he's a gay
feminine.
man.
Yes.
He's not
But he's a rapper. That went out then. That's what I'm saying. On the TV. That's what
well,
I'm
we
saying.
had RuPaul for a while. well, that he's not a rapper, but like
I didn't see
then
it
you
growing
got
up.
Big Frida.
RuPaul is a drag
Drag
queen.
queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, drag
And
queen.
then like, but you've
And
had
Big Frida is not
A rapper?
It's not a trans.
He ain't trans,
women or
just gay
trans
man.
men.
I'm just saying they
so it's
just
like I'm saying as far as what Jazz said.
Oh.
yeah.
No, not what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah,
saying
we don't basically the trans women
Yeah, I know you're not
representation,
trans.
but the
Yeah.
trans men, when you think of, like I said, like I can name with the the representation of the trans women, but
Yeah.
the trans
trans
men,
men.
we
There's
don't
There's
have
ain't
any
none.
type of
you right.
representation.
I mean,
It ain't
I know
none.
some actors that might have popped up in certain shows, but it's not like
Yeah, it's not,
main.
yeah.
You know what I mean? How like they got all the mainstream shit going on as far as pose, as far as going on in the Shy.
Yeah,
They got Kokomo City. I don't. Have you heard of Kokomo City, Dina? They I'm gonna send it to you. They got a new show that's about to air for trans women. It's gonna shed light. I can't wait till it drop. It's gonna be fire.
What it
It's
drop
by
on?
D. Smith. It's a documentary. So I'll send it to everybody. It's gonna be fire. I can't wait till they drop it. But yeah. So like that's like you gotta see what the difference is. It's a big
Well,
difference.
I wasn't saying that he was trans.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I've never seen that growing up. Like it's just getting abroad. Like it's just they on TV
and then,
now. Is
but
what
then
I'm
also,
saying.
also like we didn't know. It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people that
It
probably
wasn't
was
on TV
closeted
for me.
that
Yeah.
we didn't know were gay, and now like cause like boom, the dude from B5, one of the main singers, the main singer from B5. Y'all remember the group B5,
Yeah,
the
I
little boy
remember,
group
yeah.
B5? He dates a trans woman, D. Smith, who's actually the writer and director of Kokomo City. So like he came out and was saying that he, basically is, a lover, just being coming out,
him,
saying he's walking in his truth type
Yeah.
thing. So like, it's like people that you just didn't know. And now people are starting to feel
coming
more
out.
comfortable
Correct.
coming out, walking in who they are. And I feel like
It's easier, so much easier now.
do you feel like spaces now, okay, I know that I want to touch on it. There's a lot of like violence that is attached to the trans community. And do you feel like it's because it's a lack of a safe space for people that they get shamed? Because like, oh boom, I'm ashamed. So now I feel like I gotta act out because I can't walk in who I really want to love or who I really want to be.
Yeah. I definitely think a lot of the violence, of course, that's also individually based. It's on case, but I think that a lot of time, they don't. It's black men, black men. They don't. Society. Man, I'm telling you that it's like that's the worst thing in the world is for a black, just like Dwight Howard's been going on with the Dwight Howard. So they don't have the space to admit and come out that they are attracted to trans women. They don't have that type of space or support, so without getting condemned,
So different.
bashed,
Yep.
I mean,
So harder.
So it's sad, and I'm not justifying it by any means, but they do get to a point where they're like, "Dang, well, I'm gonna have to kill this trans woman because I don't want her to ever out me because I couldn't live with myself knowing that, you know what I mean? And it's because that's the type of the hate that we put on black men that are, you know what I mean?
They
So
just
they don't have that.
It's
that
so much
space.
harder
We
for
gotta
them, and it
change
shouldn't
that.
be.
Yeah, we
It shouldn't
change
be.
that, man.
Yeah,
It's
you
gotta-
right.
it's
You
definitely
You right
gotta
about
change.
that.
Yeah, you can't help who you attracted to and who you love. So
Yeah.
I think that, black men, they don't have that.
They
that-
don't.
that
Space.
space,
They do
you know,
not.
you know, not
I
to
feel
be
like
free.
white men
That's
do. You're
why
right. Black
white
men-
men have more of
Yeah.
that space
White
than
men,
Yes,
black men.
you're right.
But that's why
Yes.
the black men, they let me see about this. Okay, so the black men, what they do is they can be attracted to. I'm gonna just use myself. They can be attracted to me, but if they would think they boys and stuff, and one of the group, when somebody at the group know who I am or something, then they go to, let's Joan or let's talk about her. But
Exactly.
and I always say this, and a lot of people get this. My parents even say it. If a man is comfortable with who he is,
They would.
I can walk past whether you know or not, and it should not bother you.
Right.
Yep.
But when you draw attention to me, because I don't like attention, but when you draw it to me, and then you being negative with it, it's because
You're
obviously
attracted.
you're attracted.
You're attracted. Period.
Men that's comfortable with who they are and they know what they want and all that, they don't do all that.
You
They
right
could be
about-
comfortable with sitting next to me,
Correct.
talking to me.
And it
Yeah.
ain't shit. And I got a friend that like a male friend, like my best male friend. He don't care. He cool. He's comfortable in who he'll hang out with us. He'll go to the club with all because he knows shit.
Yeah.
He ain't tripping. Like so he'll go anywhere with me and then he'll dip off, go do what he gotta do. But the thing is, it's like I know that okay, he's fine. But when I see other guys, like it's like, why are you acting like this?
Right.
Yes.
Like you will know a secure man when you from versus one that's not because it's like, dude, you doing
too
more
much.
than I've ever seen before. So you must feel it's stirring something in you.
Yeah.
It's stirring like
you don't know what to
Boosie,
do with them feelings.
like little Boosie, bro. It's something in you that I feel like you might need to be addressed because, bro, you might be attracted to men or something is going on. Something with the gay community. Because why are you have this so much?
There's so many of them on Facebook. Oh
It's
my
like,
gosh.
bro,
Every
He
other
always
post.
doing too much.
it's like you always do. It's too much.
Yes.
It's too
It
much.
is.
It's too much. It's like, bro, like you going overboard when you don't need to go overboard.
Yeah.
And it's like I
It's
really
like,
don't.
who you trying to convince?
Who you trying to convince?
convince?
Me or you?
Yeah, who you trying to convince, yourself or the world? Because by this point,
Cause we see you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. And then it turned out when people be like that, when they like, I noticed that when people be like way homophobic or do things,
His daughter.
they kids end up being.
Being that
I
way,
knew
yep.
that when she was young. I mean, like on the TV, I said, "Oh, she gonna be."
I be
And then
happy.
look,
I said I used to say
I
that's
used
what
to
happened
look
to
at
my
her.
mom. I used to say that's what happened to my mom.
Man.
Seriously.
I be so damn happy. Like that's what you get.
And look at your child.
Yeah.
Now it's been
Yeah.
people that I know that like used to be funny, make jokes when I was in high school and stuff like that about me and my friends being gay and stuff like that. Then they end up with a like gay kid.
Don't
or
they be
end up
crazy?
having or they end up turning out gay.
Yeah.
It's like now, but they whole speed changed when I
Yep.
talk to them now. It's like, oh, now you have so much compassion.
Exactly.
Now you, hey,
Yeah.
you want to connect.
Right,
Like,
right.
yeah, okay, all right, I see what did happen. Like when you forced to have to love somebody, you have to step. Like when you really love somebody, like you gotta step outside of yourself and be like, you know what,
Accepting. Sure.
I can't let this. I love you, especially when it's your kid. It's a different kind of like, fine.
Because some parents, like when they don't agree with it, they disown their kid and stuff, and they was like, oh, they think they failed because their child came out a certain way, but you know you fail when you disown your child.
That part. It's nothing
and
about.
let your
That's
child
the only
go.
failure
That's the deeper part.
That's the failure.
Yeah, that's
And
the
then
only
the
failure
trans
that
women community, like it's killings and stuff. Some might not be as passable. They go to the wrong area at the wrong time.
I hate it.
And then they got to get the phone call to their parents. The parents ain't seen them in 10 years.
Ain't that crazy?
And they see them, they don't know what to do. It just like
I hate it.
our lifestyle is it's hard.
It is hard.
And sometimes it's unsafe. But it is what it is what it is. And then sometimes I do get mad at my trans sisters because the way they carry themselves. And I feel like y'all make when they be all just out there and just don't have no class and no elegance about themselves, then it makes it look bad on all of us.
Well, I feel like y'all, no matter what, people should be able to walk however they want to walk without having danger to them.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. Like if I'm able to be me and I'm a masculine presenting woman, or if a man is able to be out here disrespecting women and shaming his family, then whoever should be able to walk out here and be whoever they want to be, no matter what.
No matter what.
You know what I mean? People now, people should carry themselves with dignity and respect. But
sure.
I
Definitely.
don't care if you're extra feminine, you're extra gay, you're extra trans. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
That don't
doesn't
deserve
give you the
death.
right.
Yes.
Yeah,
it don't.
Nobody to harm you, nobody to fuck with you, nobody to nothing. Like I feel like, you know what I mean, people should be able to be safe.
Yes.
Whatever you doing, be safe. Like, and it's like that shows that the world, like, people are just they hate themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you to be somebody that's walking in their truth, and you're fucking with them.
Right.
Who are you to fuck with somebody else? Like that's fucked up to me.
Yeah.
Like I definitely understand like people need to like I'm all for class and decorum, but like still motherfucker can be as black as they want to be, as gay as they want to be, as trans as they want to
should
be.
be able to walk
however
around
the fuck
freely.
you want to be, as straight as you
Period.
want to be. I don't care. But and without somebody fucking with you.
Yep.
And that's on period, like for real.
And they stereotype us too, because I've met like my best friend, for example. I went to go see her in Atlanta, and she had a guy friend, and she was like, "Well, I'm gonna let you." She told him, she said, "But do you care if I tell him that you know trans?" I'm like, "Go ahead." So before he met me, he didn't know what to expect. So when he finally met me that day, he told my best friend like, "I didn't expect her to act like that. She's calm." Like,
Yeah.
he
see?
thought I was gonna be all rowdy and loud and pink hair. And then I was chilling and calm. He was like, I couldn't be around her. Like, I didn't feel uncomfortable
Period.
around her. And that's the thing. That's the stereotype that they give us. They think that all of us is the same. And we're
Extra
not.
loud. No.
I
We're
just
not.
feel like people just be nervous about different.
I think so too.
Just like nervous, and then like a lot of people are just curious. I feel like and have fascinations. Like a lot of people do have. Let's talk about that. Like people have fascination.
Misplaced,
Yes.
misplaced admiration.
Yup.
Yeah,
Yup.
for sure.
And I feel like that's where a lot of violence comes from too. Cause like a lot of people be wanting to own people. Like, all right, I got this. Like they might have like a trans woman might have been their first, the first time they have messed with a trans woman, and then they have this huge admiration. They're infatuated and going crazy. And then the thing is, now they think they own this person,
Right.
and now they're like you're obsessed. And I feel like a lot of a lot of the violence comes from that.
Yeah.
Like, boy, move on. Like, go ahead. You don't own me.
No, for real.
Like, that's crazy to me.
And we have to, being transgender, we have to deal with being fantasies too to people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like they might not never want nothing
Fetishes,
serious out of me. They
fantasy,
just
yeah.
Just want that.
fetish and
Yeah,
fantasy.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right about that.
fantasy,
You know.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
true. Yeah, I've even seen somebody post on social media and say that they wanted to try a trans man, like they want one
Yep.
of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like, you know what I mean? Like the trans men are like an object. Like, and what's sad is it was somebody from the LGBT community. But just because you're a part of it doesn't mean that you're educated.
It's
Exactly.
the education.
Yeah,
That's what it
basically,
is.
yeah, they are fetishizing and having all types of
Oh,
fantasies
man.
about
That's the thing.
I can believe it.
Yeah, with the trans women and trans men. I've seen it. I've seen it a lot here recently with the trans men though. for
Me too.
sure. Yeah.
I feel like it is a big fetishized thing. It's crazy. And with the black community, we do not get educated. So
No.
then but for education, it's like it's either you like you get weird about it to where like you're super judgy because you have this underlying like I'm kind of curious about it, and then also you get this fetishized thing like so I'm like, damn, why black people just can't get educated like to where like you know what I mean, like you could walk in whoever you want to walk, and then you could come and you could holler at somebody like, all right, let's talk about, because I'm curious, you know what I mean, like let's talk. But like black people, they get on the internet and they say weird shit instead of just like looking up the information
That's it.
or coming and hollering at somebody about, you know, whatever it is you're curious about.
Why not educate yourself before? You feel me? It ain't nothing to look up, nothing.
It's okay. Like it's okay
Yeah.
to educate yourself.
Yes.
Speaking of-
Read.
Yeah.
Like,
Speaking of
Read.
education, I don't want to cut you off before we get off here. I want to do a disclaimer. Man, since I've been transitioning, I experienced this from, I mean, probably, man, 90% of the people, whether it be social media, people I've come in contact with. Let me put this out there. Just because we are being transparent and sharing our lives or our transition with you, why is it, I'm not going to say why is it, stop being the first thing that I see on TikTok, Facebook is asking us about our genitalia. Please,
I can believe that.
Stop
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Like,
Man.
I would never even think
it's
to.
weird.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yes.
I have never ever seen anybody go up to cisgender person in the store, a stranger, and ask the guy how big his penis is.
No, they don't.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
I've never seen that.
Right.
So give us the same respect. I've never seen
Yeah.
a man
Okay.
go up to a stranger in the grocery store and ask a
Correct.
woman, is her vagina wet? So give us the same
Period.
respect. Just like, why is like, see us for who we
We
are.
are,
Like,
yeah.
why
Human.
stop
Stop
looking at,
sexualizing us, yeah.
stop sexualizing us and asking about our
That's right.
genitalia. That is
Yeah.
it's
That's rude.
it's rude,
Rude as
and
hell.
weird.
Rude.
I mean, it's on so many levels. Like, I've literally had people like ask other people about my genitalia. Like, would you like or even ask my fiance sister about it? Like, would you ask, if I was a cisgender man, would you contact
never
would you
thought.
hold on would you contact my fiance sister and ask, well, how big is your fiance's boyfriend's penis? So
That's
what
too
makes you
much.
comfortable
To doing that with you.
to ask about my genitalia?
These folks are
I don't share that with
curious.
anybody. That only person is my fiance. Anybody else, please do
Yeah.
not discuss that.
And
That
that's
is-
what
it's-
you did on
it's
part
weird.
one. Didn't talk about it.
give
It's
us, yeah,
respect. Correct.
give us that same respect that you
Correct.
give cisgender, because I mean, it's definitely weird and it's rude.
Yeah.
Very.
It is.
Have some respect.
Definitely.
Oh, you
Period.
agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
I
Like,
agree.
do you
That's
get
the
that
That's
same?
the first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, have you had bottom surgery? How big is it?
Yeah.
Does it work?
None of your damn
How do
business.
y'all have sex?
Is
then?
yours
If, you know,
working?
like, you know, and to each his own. But I mean,
Yeah.
if a person is, being transparent and they are giving you, providing you with that information,
It's
that's one thing. But I'm talking
But
about as far as
everybody's-
just asking. But I mean, there's a lot of trans men, trans women that they're transparent about it. They are post or pre. Op,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that's different when a person is providing you with that information.
But if
than
I'm
just
not-
asking,
And then a lot of people sometimes like they're uncomfortable anyway, but then like they're trying, they don't know how to tell you that they're uncomfortable with talking about this. So they're like kind of like trying to be nice about it.
Right.
But goddamn it, motherfuckers is uncomfortable.
Right.
Like,
Read
and
the
I feel,
room.
and they do that.
Right,
too.
I'm about to say,
And
read
they
the
do
room,
it,
read the
but
vibe.
they do that to us too.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they want to know like
How's
how
our
me-
sex
how
life?
me and my
that's-
girl do
Yes.
it.
Are we
or
using
how we gonna have a
this?
baby?
Yeah, that's so.
or-
I mean, they sexualize
How-
it,
yes.
man.
I
It's
get sick of
insane.
ass.
Like why?
Yes, answering it.
My question to straight people is why are you so fascinated with like
What
our
goes on in bedroom?
like goes on?
They
in
be
our
so,
bedroom.
they just want to know so many
that's-
details.
and then it's like Google is free.
Yeah.
free. That's read.
Yeah, Pornhub, whatever.
Right.
It's
For real.
Got
you might
everything
have
on
to-
there.
It's free.
Yeah.
It's free.
Whatever you want
Right.
to look up,
Yeah.
Look it up.
look it up. And then this is for ghost. This is for education. This is for education. We are not your emotion. We shouldn't have to do the labor for you. If you have
Period.
people that are in the LGBTQ community that are gay, lesbian, fucking queer, transgender, we shouldn't have to do the fucking labor for you. Like if you want, or if you are our family, if you are our friends, I don't have to look up or tell you you do it and you treat me
Please.
with the accordant respect.
right.
Like I shouldn't have to do the fucking labor and teach
Right,
you how to fucking treat me or my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You figure it out or you don't be around us.
Yeah.
And that's period.
Because we don't give a fuck.
And we gonna and we
'Cause
gonna
I don't.
And that's it. We're gonna end on that note. Do the fucking labor. Thank you so much
Yes,
for
thank
tuning
y'all.
in. I appreciate you, Dina. I appreciate you,
y'all.
bro. Sex, sexuality, gender. They're all different.
Yes.
Do the fucking labor.
Do it research.